Have you ever walked into your home after a long day and felt off? Like something in the space just doesn't sit right no matter how clean or organized it is? Most people would blame stress, clutter, or maybe just a bad day. But what if it's something more subtle, something like the shape of your mirror? I know it sounds odd, but in Feng Shui, the ancient Chinese practice of designing environments to support well-being, mirrors are powerful tools, and not all mirrors are created equal. In fact, the wrong shape or placement could be quietly blocking your energy, your focus, and yes, even your flow of money. You see, mirrors don't just reflect your appearance. They reflect your environment back into your life. They amplify, distort, redirect, and depending on their shape, they can either support your goals or create resistance without you even realizing it. Today, we're getting straight to the point. I'll show you 3 specific mirror shapes that can help shift the energy in your home toward greater balance and abundance. This isn't about superstition. It's about awareness, about choosing what you surround yourself with, and how that shapes the life you're trying to build. If you've been feeling stuck, low on energy, or like your space isn't working with you, this might be the simplest change you've never considered. Part 1. What mirrors do in Feng Shui. Most of us see a mirror as just another household item, functional, decorative, maybe even a way to make a room feel bigger. But what if that mirror is doing more than reflecting your face in the morning? What if it's reflecting energy subtly, constantly shaping how you feel in your space, how you show up in your day, and how energy flows in and out of your life? In Feng Shui, mirrors are considered one of the most influential tools in the home. Not because they're mystical, but because of what they represent. Mirrors are water in symbolic form. They reflect, they double, they magnify, and like water, they can either soothe or overwhelm, depending on how they're used. If you've ever felt drained in your own living room or oddly restless in your bedroom, it's easy to blame sleep, diet, stress. But take a second look literally. Where's the mirror? What is it facing? What shape is it? You might not realize it, but these seemingly small details can have a quiet but powerful impact on your emotional state, your sense of safety, even your ability to focus. Mirrors in Feng Shui are called the aspirin of energy flow. They can be used to heal or to amplify, to open up tight spaces or redirect energy that feels too sharp. But they need to be placed intentionally, because just like a mirror can brighten a room, it can also bounce back what you don't want: chaos, clutter, even pressure. In American homes, mirrors are often placed for utility. We want to check our outfit, brighten up a dark hallway, or make a space feel less closed in. Those are valid reasons. But Feng Shui invites us to go one step deeper. It asks, what energy is this mirror reflecting back at you every single day? Are you doubling light and beauty, or are you doubling stress and imbalance? Take the example of a mirror facing the front door. A lot of people hang one there to check themselves before leaving. Seems harmless, right? But in Feng Shui, the front door is the mouth of energy where opportunities, luck, and life flow into your space. A mirror directly facing it doesn't just reflect your face. It sends energy right back out the door. Instead of welcoming support, you're pushing it away. The worst part, you won't feel it as a dramatic moment, you'll just feel like you're working hard. But life keeps slipping through your fingers. Mirrors can also stir up your nervous system, without you realizing it. A mirror in the bedroom that reflects your bed, for example, creates a feeling of constant movement. Even when you're lying still, your subconscious stays on. That's why some people say they can't fully relax in their bedroom, but can't explain why. It's not about superstition, it's about stimulus. Mirrors stimulate energy. That's great in the right room, terrible in the wrong one. But this isn't about removing all your mirrors or making your home a Feng Shui showroom. It's about intention, awareness, understanding that something as simple as the shape and placement of a mirror can work with you or quietly work against you. That's power. That's design with depth. And this is where mirror shape starts to matter. Because in Feng Shui, shapes aren't random, they carry energy patterns. A round mirror flows like water, An octagonal mirror protects like a shield. A square mirror grounds like the earth. Each shape brings its own energy, and when placed with purpose, it can change how you feel in a room, how you think, how you rest, how you make decisions. So the question isn't just, do I have a mirror in this room? It's, what kind of energy is this mirror adding to my life? Is it calming, clarifying, distracting, amplifying something I didn't mean to keep seeing? We don't often think of mirrors this way. But once you do, you can't unsee it. Because mirrors don't lie, they reflect. And what they reflect is what you live with, every single day. Coming up next, I'll walk you through 3 powerful mirror shapes that not only shift how your space looks, but how your energy moves, how your goals align, and how your home begins to feel more like that's on your side. Part 2. The 3 mirror shapes that activate prosperity. Number 1. Round mirrors, symbol of heaven and harmony. If you were to choose one shape that feels universally comforting, steady, complete, balanced, it would be the circle. We see it everywhere in nature: the sun, the moon, the ripple of water. In Feng Shui, the round mirror is more than a pleasing aesthetic choice. It's a reflection of heaven, of wholeness, of flow, and when placed with intention, it becomes a quiet yet powerful ally in shaping prosperity, not just financial, but emotional and energetic too. Round mirrors carry the essence of yin energy, soft, harmonious, and fluid. They represent cycles, unity, and continuity. In Feng Shui philosophy, this aligns with the heavenly element, a source of guidance, blessing, and big-picture vision. That's why round mirrors are ideal for spaces where you want peace, clarity, and a sense of emotional openness to thrive. But this isn't just spiritual metaphor. It has real impact, and you've probably felt it before without knowing why. Think of a time you walked into a room that just felt good, calm, welcoming. Even if the furniture wasn't expensive or the decor wasn't perfect, the space had a quiet confidence. Chances are, there was flow, no sharp edges disrupting your field of view, nothing screaming for attention. A round mirror, well placed, can help create that feeling. It softens hard lines, balances angular layouts, and invites people to breathe just a little easier. In a home environment, especially in American households, where open floor plans, neutral palettes, and minimalism are common, a round mirror works beautifully to soften what's rigid. Imagine a square dining table, 4 chairs, clean lines, all function and no feeling. Add a round mirror above the sideboard, and suddenly, the room doesn't just look better, it feels better. There's movement, energy, connection. It becomes a space where conversations stretch longer, where meals feel warmer, where stress dissolves just a bit faster. Now let's talk prosperity, not just money, but the conditions that allow abundance to grow: clarity, creativity, emotional resilience. Round mirrors are especially helpful in home offices or creative spaces, where pressure builds and energy often stagnates. Unlike rectangular mirrors that reinforce linear, sometimes rigid patterns of thought, a round mirror invites lateral thinking. It opens the mind. It encourages smoother transitions between tasks. It makes you more receptive. And in a culture that prizes productivity, anything that nurtures sustainable mental flow is an investment worth making. But shape alone isn't everything. Placement is key. A round mirror above a console table in the hallway near your front door, for example, brings elegance and energy to a space people often overlook. It welcomes you home with a sense of completion. It reminds you that you're entering a space designed with care. But avoid placing it directly across from the door. It could reflect energy out, instead of inviting it in. The goal isn't to bounce energy back, but to circulate it inward, gently and consistently. Round mirrors also belong in living rooms, especially when hung near a window or light source. Their reflective quality enhances natural light, expanding the room's brightness without adding harshness. This kind of light is vital in Feng Shui. It energizes the space, uplifts the people in it, and supports social connection. That's the prosperity of human bonding. And it's just as important as what's in your bank account. Now let's go deeper for a moment. One reason round mirrors feel so emotionally grounding is because they reflect us in our most whole form. No corners, no abrupt stops, just smooth, continuous flow, and that matters psychologically. When you see yourself in a round frame, whether consciously or not, you're reminded that you're part of something continuous, evolving, and never quite finished. That's powerful, especially on days when life feels fragmented, stressful, or incomplete. It's worth noting, too, that round mirrors carry a universal appeal. In American interior design, they've become increasingly popular not just for their aesthetics, but because they soften a space. That's more than visual, there's emotional science to that. Curved lines calm the nervous system. Round shapes lower perceived stress. In a culture where so many of us are stretched thin, this subtle shift in design can become a very real support system. And finally, let's talk intention. A round mirror without intention is just decor. But with intention, it becomes a statement. This space is open. This energy is flowing. This is a place where I come back to myself. That kind of message, repeated daily not in words, but in energy, builds something over time. A sense of centeredness, a sense of trust, a foundation that can support abundance in its many forms. So, if you're starting to rethink your space, if you're wondering what small change could make a real difference in how your home feels, how your work flows, or how you show up in the world, start with something simple. A round mirror. Not just for how it looks, but for what it holds. The energy of harmony, the promise of completion, and the quiet wisdom that what goes around truly can come around, especially when you invite it with care. Coming up next, we'll explore the second mirror shape that nurtures prosperity in a very different, but equally powerful way: the oval mirror. Fluid, emotional, relational, and exactly what many homes are silently asking for. Number 2. Oval mirrors flow, calm, and relationship support. If round mirrors are about harmony and completeness, then oval mirrors are about connection. Not just surface-level harmony, but the kind that lives in the quiet spaces between people, the soft flow of emotion, the unspoken ease in a room, the kind of calm that makes a house feel like home. There's a reason we associate curves with comfort. In Feng Shui, oval mirrors are the ultimate shape for encouraging emotional flow, reducing friction, and supporting the health of relationships. Whether that means harmony between partners, peaceful parenting dynamics, or simply a more restful inner world, oval mirrors invite a different kind of prosperity, relational balance. And that kind of wealth often goes unnoticed until it's missing. If you've ever felt like the energy in your home is tense, for no reason, like small conflicts seem to escalate, or like no one truly relaxes in the space, it's time to consider not just what's being said, but what's being reflected. Oval mirrors don't just reflect your physical space. They influence emotional patterns, creating movement where there's been stagnation and softening where energy has grown too sharp. In modern American homes where busy schedules, digital overload, and family stress can easily build up in silence, this kind of energetic flow isn't a luxury. It's essential. Oval mirrors are the unsung heroes of emotional Feng Shui. Their gentle curves signal openness, flexibility, and trust. There are no harsh angles, no abrupt stops, just movement. In Feng Shui, this movement is deeply healing. It suggests transition, emotional processing, forgiveness, and change. That's why oval mirrors are especially recommended for bedrooms, hallways, and shared spaces anywhere people gather, rest, or pass through regularly. When placed intentionally, they help energy flow not just around people but between them. Picture a couple who often argue at night. The bedroom looks beautiful, modern, minimal, even luxurious. But there's tension. Words hang in the air. Sleep is restless. One common reason: a sharp mirror facing the bed or a square mirror near the door, bouncing energy directly back into the room. It's subtle, but over time, these choices affect mood, communication, and even how deeply we rest. Now, imagine replacing that mirror with an oval one, placed at a slight angle, reflecting a soft piece of art or the warm glow of a lamp. It sounds small, but that softness changes everything. The message becomes: this space allows for emotion. This space allows for rest. This space allows you to exhale. The placement of an oval mirror can make or break its effect. You want to avoid placing it directly opposite a bed or sofa that creates too much energetic tension. Instead, hang it to the side, allowing it to reflect something soothing, a plant, a window, a cozy chair. Let it become part of a gentle energy loop rather than a direct push-pull. The ideal goal is to create a sense of invitation, not confrontation. That's what makes the oval shape so unique. It doesn't command attention. It calms attention. It supports without overpowering. In American life, where multitasking is normalized and overstimulation is constant, our homes become emotional battlegrounds more than we realize. The stress we bring in from outside traffic, deadlines, digital chaos gets amplified when our interiors don't offer us a way to unload. Oval mirrors, when used intentionally, create an energetic pause, a moment of softness, a reset button for the nervous system. And in spaces where relationships matter, where kids grow up, where partners navigate busy lives, where individuals try to reconnect with themselves, that pause can make all the difference. But oval mirrors don't just help in conflict, they also support growth. When placed in creative spaces or personal nooks, they help us reconnect with our inner voice. They remind us that identity is not fixed. It's fluid. That's a powerful message for anyone going through a life change. Whether it's starting over after divorce, raising a child, or simply trying to come home to yourself after years of running on autopilot. The gentle contour of an oval mirror says, you are not stuck, you are still becoming, and this matters, especially now. Post-pandemic, more Americans are working from home, redefining family roles, and dealing with emotional residue that doesn't always have language. Oval mirrors help hold that space without judgment. They're not showpieces, they're quiet witnesses, supportive by design. So if your space feels emotionally charged, or if you crave more peace in your relationships, don't overlook the quiet invitation of an oval mirror. Choose one with intention. Place it where people come together, where emotions stir, where you want more softness, more patience, more grace. And when you see your reflection in it, notice how different it feels. Not like a statement, not like a demand, but like a quiet question. How can this space support who you're becoming? Not just who you've been. In the next section, we'll shift to a very different kind of mirror. One not about softness, but protection. One that doesn't just reflect your energy, but shields it, the powerful, purposeful shape of the octagonal mirror. Number 3. Octagonal mirrors, Ba-Gua protection and energy correction. Not every mirror is meant to decorate. Some mirrors are meant to defend, and in Feng Shui, few tools carry more protective power than the octagonal mirror known as the Ba-Gua mirror. At first glance, it may not look like much. It's usually small, framed in wood or brass, with an octagon shape and a simple round mirror in the center. But don't let its size or simplicity fool you. This mirror is not a design statement, it's a shield, a quiet guardian, a subtle but powerful force designed to correct, deflect, and protect your space from the kinds of energy you don't always see but definitely feel. The Ba-Gua mirror is deeply rooted in ancient Feng Shui tradition. It combines two key elements: the 8-sided Ba-Gua, which represents the fundamental map of energy in life, and the mirror itself, which reflects and neutralizes incoming energy. This mirror is not for aesthetics, it's a remedy. You don't use it to light up a room. You use it to redirect what doesn't belong there. That makes it different from round or oval mirrors, which encourage flow and harmony. The Ba-Gua mirror is about boundaries. So why would someone need protection from energy? Isn't that a little dramatic? Actually, no, it's practical. Because energy, in Feng Shui terms, isn't about superstition, it's about environment. About how certain shapes, directions, and structures can send sha qi, or negative energy, toward your space. Maybe your front door faces a long, narrow street. Maybe a sharp roofline or power pole points directly at your house. Or maybe you've moved into a home, and something just feels off, even if everything looks fine. In Feng Shui, these situations create energetic pressure. Over time, That pressure can show up as chronic stress, tension in relationships, financial blocks, or an unsettled feeling you can't explain. That's where the Bagua mirror comes in. But this mirror must be used with care. You don't hang it inside the house ever. It's meant for external placement only, typically above the front door, facing outward. Think of it like a security camera not watching people, but scanning energy. It doesn't attack or destroy anything. It simply sends back what doesn't serve, gently, effectively, silently, and that's what makes it so powerful. Let me tell you about Tom, a retired carpenter from Ohio. He bought a small house near the end of a street that curved sharply toward his front door. He loved the neighborhood, but the minute he moved in, things started feeling strange. His sleep became restless. He and his wife argued more. Bills piled up. The house just felt tense. A friend introduced him to Feng Shui, and eventually, to the Bagua mirror. Skeptical but open-minded, Tom installed one above his front entrance, following exact placement guidelines. Within weeks, the tension began to ease. He didn't win the lottery. He didn't experience anything magical. But the home started feeling peaceful, centered, like a space where they could breathe again. Tom's story isn't rare, it's exactly what the Bagua mirror is for. In the American lifestyle, we're taught to protect our homes physically, locks, alarms, cameras. But energy, that's often ignored. And yet, we've all walked into places that feel cold, sharp, or off, even when everything looks good. That's energy. The Bagua mirror offers a way to address that, not by fear but by intention. It's not about paranoia, it's about sovereignty. Saying, this space is mine. This is where peace loves. This is where energy comes in clean, or not at all. One important thing to remember, Bagua mirrors are not decorative. They are sacred tools. Don't hang one unless you need it. Don't place it inwards. And don't use it just because it looks cool. Doing so can backfire, creating chaotic energy instead of resolving it. This is a mirror of purpose, not of style. Still, when used correctly, the effect is profound. It's like insulating your energy field. Like drawing an invisible circle around your home that says, only what supports us may enter. It doesn't just change the energy outside, it changes how you feel inside. Safer, stronger, clearer, and in a world where we are constantly bombarded by noise, distraction, and overstimulation, that kind of protection is not just helpful, it's essential. So, if you've felt stuck or uneasy in your home and can't explain why, if you've checked the paint colors, decluttered the closets, tried to refresh the space but something still feels misaligned, look outside. Is there a harsh angle aimed at your home? Is there a fast-moving road? Or a structure that sends energy toward your door like a laser beam? If so, a Bagua mirror might be the energetic filter you've been missing. And if you do choose to hang one, do it with awareness, with intention, with the quiet strength of someone who knows their home is not just a place to live, it's a place to be protected. A space that deserves balance, clarity, and peace, just like you. Coming up next, we'll bring all three mirror shapes together: round, oval, and octagonal, and show you how to choose the one your space truly needs. Because sometimes, the smallest shift makes the biggest difference, especially when it starts with a single reflection. Part 3. Common mirror mistakes to avoid. Mirrors are powerful. We've seen how they can support energy, restore harmony, and even protect our homes. But what we don't talk about enough is this: when used incorrectly, mirrors can do the opposite. They can drain energy, magnify chaos, distort your perception of a space and yourself. And most of the time, these mistakes are unintentional. We hang mirrors because they're trendy, because they open up a room, or because we saw it in a design magazine. But without intention, even a beautiful mirror can quietly work against us. So let's get straight to it. The biggest mirror mistakes don't always look like mistakes. They're subtle. They blend into our routines, but they slowly shift the energy of a home, and not in a good way. The first and perhaps most common mistake is placing a mirror directly across from your front door. In many American homes, it feels intuitive. The entryway is narrow, and a mirror opens it up. But in Feng Shui, the front door is sacred. It's the mouth of energy, the place where luck, opportunity, and fresh life force enter your space. A mirror facing it directly doesn't welcome that energy. It bounces it right back out. You may not feel the impact overnight, but over time, you might notice a sense of restlessness, missed opportunities, or a strange feeling that things never quite stick. The second mistake. Mirrors in the bedroom, especially when they reflect the bed. This is one of the most emotionally disruptive placements, and yet it's incredibly common. People place mirrors across from the bed for aesthetics, or because they're built into closet doors. But here's what happens energetically. Your nervous system never truly rests. That reflection creates a sense of movement, alertness. It's like being watched, even if you logically know you're not. For couples, it can stir conflict. For individuals, it can fragment sleep, invite anxiety, or deepen emotional exhaustion. Bedrooms are meant to hold yin energy, restful, soft, still. A mirror introduces yang, bright, stimulating, reflective. In this space, it doesn't soothe, it agitates. Another overlooked mistake, using cracked, distorted, or foggy mirrors. Whether it's a tiny chip in the corner or a vintage mirror with a warped reflection, these flaws may seem harmless, but they distort more than your appearance. In Feng Shui, clarity matters. A mirror that distorts the image it reflects can create confusion, lack of focus, or emotional fragmentation. It sends a message, consciously or not, that something's broken. And when you see yourself through that lens every day, it impacts your energy, your self-worth, and even how you navigate decisions. Then there's the kitchen. Many people hang mirrors here to double the food or reflect abundance, which is a concept rooted in ancient symbolism. But if the mirror reflects the stove, it can create a conflict between fire and water energies. This kind of elemental clash can lead to tension both in the household and in your own emotional regulation. In practical terms, it might look like constant arguments during mealtimes, a sense of urgency when cooking, or even poor digestion. The kitchen is a place of nourishment. It needs grounding, balance, and focus. Introducing a mirror without understanding what it's reflecting can unintentionally stir up the opposite. A mirror placed to reflect clutter is another quiet energy leak. It doesn't matter how beautiful the mirror is, if it's doubling chaos, mess, or disorganization, you're inviting more of that energy into your space. This is especially common in home offices or behind entry tables, where people leave bags, mail, keys. The reflection doesn't sort that out, it amplifies it. Over time, it contributes to mental overwhelm. It's like your environment is telling your brain there's always more to deal with. Finally, and most often overlooked, is the issue of scale and proportion. An oversized mirror in a small space can overwhelm. A tiny mirror on a vast, empty wall can feel lonely or insignificant. Feng Shui is all about balance, not just of energy, but of visual weight. A mirror should feel like it belongs, not like it's dominating or disappearing. When the scale is wrong, the message is off. It may look like you're trying to force abundance or clarity into a space that isn't ready to hold it. The bottom line: mirrors aren't neutral. They either support or sabotage your space, depending on how they're used. But the good news is these mistakes are fixable. Easily, thoughtfully. You don't need to throw away every mirror in your home. You just need to pause, look around, ask, what is this mirror reflecting visually and energetically? Is it reinforcing the kind of life I want to live? Is it calming or agitating? Is it opening up space or adding noise? This kind of awareness is what separates a home that looks good from one that actually feels good. Because Feng Shui isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. And sometimes, all it takes is moving one mirror, changing one angle, or letting go of something that no longer serves. That's the kind of shift that doesn't just change how your home looks, but how your life moves within it. In the final section, we'll bring everything together: how to choose the right mirror shape, how to align your placement with your intention, and how to create a space that doesn't just reflect your reality, but helps shape the future you're building. Final. Now that we've walked through the power of mirrors, from their shapes to their placements, from their ability to invite harmony, nurture connection, and protect what matters most, it's time to step back and reflect. Because this wasn't just a video about home decor. This was a conversation about energy, about awareness, about the invisible patterns that shape our spaces and in turn, shape our lives. Feng Shui isn't about rules or rigidity. It's about relationship. The relationship between your environment and your emotional state, between intention and outcome, between the outer world you create and the inner world you carry. And mirrors, these simple, everyday objects, can either support or disturb that relationship depending on how we use them. A round mirror brings peace, harmony, and flow. An oval mirror softens conflict and supports emotional healing. An octagonal mirror offers protection and energetic boundary for your home. And when used with care, each of them becomes more than a reflection. They become a choice, a tool, a quiet reminder that your space is not just where you live, it's where you align. And if you're still with me now, thank you. Thank you for being open, for listening, for taking the time to look at something as ordinary as a mirror, and considering that it might carry something extraordinary. Because in the end, transformation doesn't always start with something loud or dramatic. Sometimes, it starts with one small shift, one object moved, one habit changed, one decision made with deeper awareness. So wherever you are, whatever you're facing, whatever you're building, my wish for you is simple. May your space reflect the peace you seek, the strength you carry, and the life you're meant to live. And may every reflection you see from now on remind you that the energy you choose to surround yourself with is never just background. It's the foundation of everything. Until next time, take care of your space, and it will take care of you.